Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Franchising Matters video series brought to you by Reshift Media. My name is Steve Bures, and I'll be your host. Today, I'm joined by Lou Gervasi, who's a Director of Development and Member Services at the Canadian Franchise Association. Lou's been with the CFA for more than 14 years, making him the longest-serving active staff member at the association. Lou's journey at the CFA has been diverse, marked by his instrumental roles in organizing and executing CFA conventions, educational programming, and nationwide franchise shows. Known in the industry as LinkedIn Lou, his impact extends globally, boasting a following of more than 30,000 followers on LinkedIn. His influence in the franchise industry was recently recognized when he was honored as a top 2023 worldwide franchise influencer by SEO Samba. A trailblazer in his field, Lou is a certified franchise executive graduate and earned a certified exhibition management designation, a testament to his exceptional contributions in the realm of trade shows and events. Lou's passion for fostering growth, coupled with his strategic vision, positions him as a driving force in the franchise industry. Welcome to the show, Lou. Good to have you here again.
Great to be back, Steve. Very happy, and I just saw you last week at our convention. So yes.
Well, let's talk about that. So the reason we have you here today, Lou, is last week was the CFA's national convention in Montreal. Beautiful Montreal, I would say. So you've had a chance to rest and recuperate. I gave you almost a whole week to relax. How was the convention? How did it go?
Well, Steve, it actually was a 7-year journey, and I'll tell you why. All right. It was 2017, and we were doing a site visit. CFA was the staff in Montreal, and we were looking at the Westin Hotel. And we had signed a contract. We liked the venue. We loved the hotel. We loved the area. And it was for 2020, our convention. So we're getting geared up. So fast forward 3 years to 2020. And we know what happened on Friday, March 13th. Everything got shut down because of COVID. And our convention, long-awaited convention in Montreal, was delayed. Next possible time was April 2024. So that's kind of where the journey, how the journey started for us to get to Montreal. And what a ride it was, Steve. It was an amazing convention. I still have my lanyard from Thrive, who were our sponsor, and my ribbons and my name badge. It was an absolute great convention. And who would have known that 7 years prior, that we picked dates for 2024 that landed, first of all, on a big night on Saturday night with the Toronto Maple Leafs playing the Montreal Canadiens in Montreal.
Yeah.
And then Monday between 3 and 3:30 p.m., right outside Montreal, what did we have? We had the solar eclipse. So we couldn't plan it even. It's like a dream. It was a great convention, and our attendees were really excited to be there. And Montreal is one of my favorite cities, not only of Canada, but in the world.
Well, it's one of the world's great cities, I would agree. I was obviously at the convention as well, and the buzz was amazing this year. Just people were happy to be in Montreal, and we had so many attendees, so many exhibitors, so many great speakers. It was 3 days jam-packed full of information and networking, and we basically took over the downtown core there. Every restaurant you went to was jam-packed with franchise people. It was amazing.
No, it was. I mean, we had a really great start on the Saturday. Well, if we back up, on the Thursday, there was actually a snowstorm in Montreal.
Right.
and by Saturday, it was almost all melted, which was great to see. So the kickoff on Saturday, what we call our pre-convention, was our CFE courses, which is always great, the Certified Franchise Executive courses. For those in the audience that are watching, if you have not yet registered, if you're not in the program, I would strongly recommend and suggest that you enroll. You can call CFA, be enrolled. Great opportunities to, if you see my name badge, you'll see the letters CFE after my name, right? So I was able to complete it 2 years ago. which is great. So we had two courses on that. One was a Frangard course that was, we had a couple of speakers from Hoffer Adler take that course, which was Joseph Adler and Lauren Baker. They did a great job. And then we followed up in the afternoon, a great session with Michael Sade and Andrew Sade, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. And Michael's amazing because he's been in franchising, I don't want to say 40 years because I might be dating him, but, I call him the grandfather, not the grandfather, but the godfather of franchising. It's just a wealth full of knowledge. So that was a great start to our convention. Then, of course, the official kickoff was at 1 p.m. with 3 power sessions, and boy, were they powerful. They made a big impact on whether it be franchise development, the use of AI. And if you recall, Steve, last time I was on your podcast a few months ago, we talked about the role of AI and how that's going to really be, that's going to jumpstart and take over a lot of the different processes and operations in the franchise industry. And we're seeing that. And that was emphasized during the power session at convention. So it was a great start. And then the kickoff, our keynote on Sunday afternoon. And I have to read these names because it was really empowering growth through transformational leadership. Susan Senecal from A&W, Kimberly Ham from Ductopia, Jennifer Hamilton from Oxygen Yoga and Fitness, Anita Elliott from JDI Cleaning Services, and it was moderated from Thomas Wong from the Cavito Group. What a powerful session of interviewing and going through the different travels and journeys that these wonderful, successful women had in franchising and the impact they have in their fields. It was a great start. And of course, yeah, you were there too. And then, we ended the Saturday night with, I think it's my favorite reception of the convention, which is the first time reception. Right. So all the first timers were there. We had close to about 42 new members that were there.
Really? 42?
42.
That's amazing.
Which was great. And they were identified by, on the bottom, they had a new member ribbon. And we had, we celebrated them by putting them together with ambassadors. So experienced CFA members that perhaps these were the first friends that we say of the franchise community that they had. And it was a great opportunity to meet and just ask them general questions. And then they joined, the rest of the new member reception, which was great. And the food. Do you remember what the theme of the food was?
Well, it was Montreal. Clearly, we had some poutine, had some smoked meats. Oh, it was great.
Poutine, and we had some international delegates there that never saw poutine.
Well, we did have, we had a few folks in from the States and elsewhere, from the UK. Yeah, exactly. I do remember a couple of folks saying this is pretty good stuff.
Yeah, it was, and that was the end, and that was Saturday night, and then right after the reception, some lucky ones that were able to get some tickets ran to the Bell Center to watch the hockey game. Unfortunately, I didn't go. I was still working till about 9 o'clock, but it was a great first day. And then we followed that up on Sunday morning. We had the CEO and president and co-founder of Foodtastic there, Peter Mamas, and his senior management group really talk about the journey that Foodtastic had and are still is ongoing, their journey from having one brand up to 25 brands and how that journey went. It was just absolutely very insightful how that journey went from the early beginnings to where they are now. It was actually great to see. In fact, it was funny because I was able to take a picture with Peter. And then I wrote down something about his 50 brands. He sent me a note and say, Lou, can you just change it to 25 brands? We're not at 50 yet. And I said, okay, Peter, no problem. I'll save this post for 2027. I said, you'll probably be at 50 by 2027. So
well, their growth has been so explosive. Just that story was, inspiring to anyone who's looking to grow a business, because it was just amazing how they put together the right team to grow both organically, but obviously largely through acquisition. Just a great story. Anyone who doesn't know Foodtastic, that is a mover and shaker of a company. You should be looking them up for sure.
Right, and they're located. Their head office is located in Montreal, so that was even more sweeter to have that. During the day, we had our concurrent sessions, panel discussions on key topics of the day, which was great. Our roundtables, Steve, is always one of the highlights. So we had about 28, I believe, roundtable facilitators and tables where individuals can come there and choose which topics were of interest to them, and then halfway through they would be able to take in another roundtable. And it's always jam-packed. Every single table either had 10 strong or 12 or some pulled-up chairs to listen in. And it's a great discussion. Non-promotional, but you had experts in different fields talk about different aspects of franchising or operations or HR issues, financing. It was always one of the highlights. And then lunch. Our Sunday lunch, which we call our recognition lunch, is always one of the highlights, where we really give praise and their due process and honor to recognizing experts in the fields. And I'll just usually have about 7 awards. I'll just highlight 2 of them. One of them was the Hall of Fame Award, a brand that for decades stands out for the record of what they have done and accomplished throughout the many, many years. And this year he went to Subway Canada. So it was great to see a few people from Subway there as well, receiving the award. And I'll just highlight one more, and it went to Ryan Smolkin. As you know, he passed in October, suddenly in 2023, and we had his team and Mark Cunningham that was able to accept the award, as well as Ryan's dad was there as well, Howie Smokin, which was the Lifetime Achievement Award that he received. Beautiful video, a little somber, but also a celebration of the impact that Ryan left on all of us in the Canadian landscape.
I thought that was a beautiful tribute, and I agree. There was more than one person in the crowd that was welling up a little bit. Obviously he touched so many people in the franchising community in Canada and worldwide. And just such a energetic person who just gave so much of himself. And it was tough in that we all miss him, but it was very touching. And I thought it was incredibly well done by the CFA team and by the Smokes Poutineery team for sure.
Right. Our third keynote ended our Sunday session, which was David Humphrey.
Right.
That is a franchisee and also was CEO and president of Ignite Fitness Holdings. That I believe he looked after about 130 Planet Fitnesses. Amazing job, and his journey, throughout the years, how that developed. And David Humphrey was a great speaker. Oh, wow. He was also chair of the IFA for a year, and now he's serving as past chair. It was great to have him there. And then we had our second marketplace reception as well after that. And our last day, I think, is always a highlight, because typically in the last day in the morning, we have our motivational or inspirational speaker. And this time we were fortunate enough to have Bruni Surin. All right. And all I have to say to you, Steve, is 9.84. You know
Yeah,
exactly what we're talking.
yeah.
That's what he ran. He was also 4x1
The relay
relay,
team. Yeah.
relay team gold medalist. So he talked about having a winning team, how working together as a team is important, and have that winning mindset, which is very, very important, right? So he said to look forward, have a goal, and it can be a super stretch goal. It doesn't matter. Have a goal and then work towards making that goal. And what makes it more really impactful, Steve, is that he's talking from experience,
Yeah.
which is great. Because sometimes, and no offense, sometimes you get consultants or these speakers, and they're really good. Like they can talk and motivate you, but they're telling you what you should do or what you can do or what you can accomplish, which is okay. But when you have someone that has accomplished something and he's talking from experience, that's very, very impactful.
I agree. I loved all the speakers this year. The lineup was amazing. Bruni in particular, though, extrapolating his experience as part of a gold medal winning team in the relay race, which is a true team sport. Everyone has to contribute. How you're handing off the baton, which he talked about a lot, and extrapolating that to business and team building. It was so well done. And again, someone from Montreal, which was an amazing tie-in, given the fact that we were in Montreal for the convention. He was a real highlight. Just his ability to communicate that team building mentality, and the fact that the Canadian team, when they won gold, wasn't expected to, and how they overcame that. That was really quite inspiring. I thought he was a real highlight at the convention for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And then he invited a couple of people from the audience to go on stage and express what their goal is or long-term goal was. I know we had one individual went up there and said, I want to increase my sales to $1 billion, and into the next 10 years, right? So which was great to see. There was somebody else. And then me being, a smarty pants, I put up my hand and I said, Bruni, that my goal, I have a goal today, is to get you down to the 8th floor so I can take a picture with you.
Did you achieve your goal, Lou? Did you get the goal?
I did succeed. Yes. It did come down to 8th floor. We took a picture together. We put it on social media.
That's
and that was
great.
one of my highlights as well. And just pointing to that gold medal, which was awesome. I think that set the tone for the day of Monday, because Monday was crazy busy. Everybody was so happy. Everybody was so excited. The marketplace was buzzing all day as well. And I do before I go on to my last point, which was about the Gala Awards, I really have to give a shout out to our marketplace exhibitors, because we had about 44, 45 there, and they were rocking it. They were all rock stars, right? From Reshift Media, you were there at your booth. Some of our national sponsors, whether it be Monera, CIBC, others. I don't want to name them because I'm going to forget some of them, and then, but we had some amazing suppliers that were there showcasing their goods, their services, things that they can, invaluable products and services they can provide to our members. And they were really busy, and that was really great to see. And then before our gala dinner at 3:15, it looked like the fire alarm went off, because there were so many people went outside.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
To see the
eclipse.
Clips, and some had some great shots. So it's a time when you probably remember that for many years to come, which was great. Now the good thing is they all came back inside, which was good. They came back inside.
It's true.
Concurrent sessions, and then they got ready for our gala dinner, which was great. So where we have different categories of traditional and non-traditional, and then we picked there's a third party that tabulates the scoring when they register to be entered in the Award of Excellence program, and then we announce who were the gold, silver, and bronze winners, and the 2 overall winners, which was absolutely fabulous. And of course, we couldn't end the convention without our famous, iconic after party that was sponsored by Dillon Lessman LLP, and of course yourself, Reshift Media as well. So it was a great end, a fitting end to an amazing 3 days in Montreal.
When you sum it all up like that, I almost forgot how much we went through. It was a crazy busy few days. And yeah, I was talking with a lot of people, and people were talking about obviously Montreal is a amazing destination, and just the food at the convention itself was great. Like some of the best convention food I think I've ever had. But even the restaurants in and around, people loved. The speaker lineup, people were raving about. Bruni and David and Peter in particular, as you mentioned, our keynotes were out of sight, just top level. And all of our concurrent sessions were so well attended. Every room was full, so it was really just overall high energy, really informative convention. And I didn't talk to a single person that had anything where they were disappointed. People were really pleased with the convention overall. What was your highlight, Lou? So you gave us a good rundown. My highlight, although I loved everything, was definitely Bruni. I thought Bruni was amazing. What was your highlight for the convention, Lou?
I have to say Bruni.
Yeah.
Having Bruni, sir, and listening to him, because I asked that question from the audience, and my question to him was, how do you mentally prepare yourself for major competitions like the Olympics?
Yeah.
Or the World Championships? What do you do? And he gave a rundown of how he prepares, and the mental mindset and preparation that he does, that is key to his success. I mean, I think that last last impression on me, how I can kind of channel some of his energy and his focus in what I'm doing in my career. So that was the highlight. Really, honestly, Steve, is, we at our CFA, our association here, we only exist to serve our members. I mean, that's our mandate, right? To make sure that our members are happy, they're satisfied, they're growing, and that is part of a larger kind of mission that we strive to make sure that we have the opportunity, that everyday Canadians have the opportunity of realizing their dream of owning their own business through the power of franchising, right? So we do our part. So when we see attendees like Steve Burrows from your company and your rest of the thing, Kirk Allen, et cetera, and they're happy and they're smiling and they're engaged, and you go from one session to another, like you mentioned it, and it's full, or standing room, like those concurrent sessions, there was no room.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to bring in chairs. We're going like, let's get some more chairs. We're going to the hotel staff. Let's open the doors. It was getting hot because those rooms were filled.
Yeah.
It is great. It is great to see. Like, it was absolutely amazing. So if our members are happy, if they leave with a positive experience, then I think CFA has done their job. And a big shout out to our CEO, Sherry McNeil, who is the engine that makes it run, as well as our CFA board of directors as well. So.
Well, and all the CFA team, just a strong team. Everyone was busy. I would say hi, and it would be because or while someone's kind of running by to go make something happen.
Absolutely. So our CFA staff, they did an amazing job.
Really did.
Some of them you see they're right in front, public facing, and there's so many others, especially our event staff, that are in the background. You don't see them, but they're working tirelessly for 3-4 days, 5 days at times, to make sure that everything runs smoothly and everything in front of the curtain looks fabulous and seamless.
Well, and so I know it's early, but how are we going to top this in 2025, Lou? So, any sneak peeks for next year's convention you can share?
Well, Steve, it's not early because if you looked on my LinkedIn, I believe actually on Sunday, I put a post of a picture of Niagara Falls, and I said it's never too early to start to prepare. So April 5th to 7th, 2025 will be in Niagara Falls. All right.
Nice.
So, and our preparations are going to start next week. Like it is a long process to make sure that we have a debrief of what went well, where can we improve, and what can we add to the consumer, in our case, our member experience for next year. No, we're going to. I love Niagara Falls. I know some might have mixed. Well, Niagara Falls, we're always there, but you know what? It's our home base. We get. Last time we were in Niagara Falls in 2023, we had over 500 people there registered, about 530 people for the Gala Awards dinner. And it's convenient, right? I mean, unfortunately, the way the country's set up, 75% of head offices and franchisees are in the Ontario region. So it's convenient for most of our members. Unfortunately, not for the ones in Vancouver or Nova Scotia. I get that. But you can make everybody happy, right? But Niagara Falls is an amazing place. Most people can drive. They drive there. And nice thing is when we have, if they're nominated for an award, especially our franchisees,
Right,
that don't want to take time off from their busy schedule because they put their life savings in their location, and now they're nominated for potentially an award, maybe a gold or a silver or franchisee of the year. And the head office wants them to be there, right? So if they had to go somewhere else and take 2 days from their schedule, they might not be able to attend. So Niagara Falls is like, okay, you know what? I'll go there for the day, have the dinner, and then drive back. So which makes it convenient. We're going to have an amazing lineup of keynote speakers. We always do. So that's all I want to say. I don't want to give anything away, but in the months to come, information will come out, and very excited about Niagara Falls.
All right. So, April 2025, CFA National Convention in Niagara Falls. So, put that in your calendars, folks. You're not going to want to miss it. Lou, thank you so much for taking the time out today. Thanks for the quick recap. The convention itself was amazing. For any of you listening, I really encourage you to attend next year's convention. And if you haven't already, I encourage you to like and subscribe. That way you can stay up to date with all these great videos. Thanks again, Lou, and have a great day.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Steve. Take care.